Hello everyone, welcome back to Susie Saves. I'm Susie, and it is time to close out last week's budget. So let's jump on into it. As you can see, I only worked 4 days last week, so we didn't get our full amount. So I got $640. My husband is salary, so it doesn't matter how much he works. He gets $950, which, let's make sure that the math is right, just in case, brings us up to $1,590 to spend this week. Our rent is $800 a month, so we divide that by 4 and put $200 a week. Same with the internet bill. It is $92 a month. Divide that by 4 is $23 a week. Groceries, we spent $57. For gas, I actually spent like 49 something, so $50, and I always assume my husband spent all his gas money. For miscellaneous, we didn't spend anything, so it's still fully funded, which is great. Oh, sorry, we didn't spend anything. Dining, that money is going into a sinking fund, so I'm gonna pretend like it's spent. $5 a week for Netflix and YouTube, and then we get $50 a week for our spending budget. Technically, I spent $14 of this on some potting soil, but that is in a separate fund, and we don't track that because we track it here, and then we're able to spend it on whatever we want. So $200 for rent, $23 for internet, $57 for groceries, $100 for gas, nothing for that, $50 for dining, $10 for subscriptions, and then $100 for our spending. Gives us $540 that we spent this week. For our sinking funds, we put $10 towards car maintenance. My car is currently in the shop for AC. My husband's car did not take that much to repair, but mine needs a little bit more than his does. I need a new horn, I need an oil change, and an alignment. So mine's gonna be a little bit more, but I think we have enough in there not to worry about it. This phone bill and car insurance, they're about $660 a year. So we just divide that by 52 to get $13 a week. This is both my part of my family's car insurance and my part of my family's phone bill. My husband is still on his family's plan. They have not asked us to contribute to that. So we're taking that as a blessing and moving on. Pets is getting $10. Gifts is getting $10. We had spent $5 out of here at the movies because someone asked us to go with them to the movies. They bought the tickets, so we bought them like the snacks. So that was like a gift to them, so we took that out of that. And then $10 in health. I spoke about this a little bit last week, but this number will need to go up. I just haven't decided what exactly it should be yet. We need to see maybe this month what the bill will be, and then we can do some math and figure out what we want to do there. So that was $66 for sinking funds. We do not have any debt, so we don't need to worry about that. And then last but not least is our savings. So we have $984 to go for a zero-based budget into our savings. For my husband and mine Roth IRA, I put in $200. I always want to make sure that this number is even between us. I just think that that's like nice and fair. I don't know why it would be any different. I got a raise back in October of 3%, and that goes into the stocks account. So that brings us to $559. I think we'll go ahead and put an extra $25 towards the house savings fund, and then we can have a $9 buffer. I explained this a little bit in some comments on the last video. This buffer is already full. We've been doing this for like 2 years now, so we really made the checking account buffer high in the beginning, but now it's pretty high. We don't really need to add that much to it every week. So that's why I always try to get it like below $5. But we're all good on that, so I think having it be slightly higher this week is fine. But that is our budget. Under budget again this week, which is great. I was worried about groceries because last week we had to buy a few things to like restock and we were over budget. But this week we were good because we'd already done the restock, so we didn't need to do it again. Thank you everyone so much for being here. If you want to see how the cash stuffing goes for next week's budget, that will be out tomorrow. Next week's budget in total will be out on Monday. And I hope you're having a fantastic Saturday. And I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day, everyone.